Apple is reportedly testing 4 different designs for upcoming smart glasses. And at the same time, Snapchat is getting closer to releasing their new AI glasses after a year-long hiatus with the Snap Spectacles. And then Jamie has some interesting news coming out of Meta on what you can actually post, because we know right now Meta is actually crushing it in this space with the Meta Ray-Ban collab. I also went to Google I/O last year and saw a demo of the Google Spectacle. Well, I don't know what they're calling it exactly. But they're Google glasses where they have AR and VR built into the actual glasses lens. There's a lot of exciting tech and news with AI. So we're going to cover that all today. Before we get into that, I wanted to mention that if you haven't joined already, we would love to have you as a member of our AI Hustle School community. We have over 300 members, and we have an entire classroom where every single week we drop a new exclusive video we don't post anywhere else on how we're using AI to grow and scale our businesses. We would love to have you as a member of the community. This week, we made an entire video. Jamie broke down how he used an AI to become an assistant for his local business. Anytime you call it, it answers every question you could have. It's super fast, no latency, and it books you on a call with him. He's setting this up for other businesses right now, and I've seen people making tons of money doing this. So if you want to check it out, there's a link in the school community, along with like 100 other videos we've recorded on how we're growing, scaling our businesses, all the revenue, the numbers we don't share publicly. It's all in the school community. All right, guys, let's break down what's going on with Apple. The first thing I will say is, Jamie, have you tried the the Meta Ray-Ban glasses or like any of these things? Have you seen them yet?
I've tried the Meta Ray-Bans, yeah, and I've been around those. I think that's a pretty solid product, to be honest. Specifically, if you're doing something like content creation, you have the point of view camera, and it just they work well. They've been designed well. And they don't really they look like somewhat normal glasses, I would say, especially because normal Ray-Bans, they have a boxier frame. And so the camera is really pretty discreet. Although I will say the blinking light on them when you're recording is a little bit distracting, but I'm excited to see what Apple comes up with. So they are planning on selling their first smart glasses in 2027. They're currently testing 4 different designs for their upcoming smart glasses. So I guess what I'm most excited about as far as Apple is that I know whatever they do release, the design is going to be top notch because that's kind of what they're known for. Hopefully they have something that's also discreet and also functional with your phone. I really love some of their innovations they're doing right now. Like, for example, this podcast, it's a video podcast and I'm using my iPhone as my camera. I used to have a big DSLR setup, but right now the iPhone camera works great and works seamlessly with my Mac Mini. So I'm hoping that's the same case with these glasses, is that they're going to be able to be, integrated easily with the ecosystem. And so I would definitely consider buying these whenever they come out, because I think there's definitely a space in this industry, in the market, I should say, for glasses, especially if they're designed well. Snapchat is also coming out with some glasses. They're getting closer to releasing them, but theirs look quite hideous if I'm being honest. Jaden, what do you think about the Snapchat glasses?
Yeah, so I think the thing that not a lot of people realize is Snapchat has literally been working on these since 2014. Over 10 years, Snapchat has been working on these spectacles. When they first launched, it was just glasses with like a camera in them, and it was kind of just like the OG social media. Like, look, you have these cool glasses, and you can take pictures with them and post them to social media or Snapchat. That was kind of the original thing. They have had a year-long hiatus. This whole project has been kind of stalled and struggled. But I think they would be pretty dumb if they didn't see the absolutely massive opportunity in this industry that they have literally been leading. They were the first ones here. Facebook is crushing it right now. And we see Google coming in and now Apple coming in. Like, I think they know that this is a huge opportunity if they can take it. Now, they did have some, some like snafu, some struggles in the past. But they did just announce a big, huge, a partnership between them and Qualcomm. Because they're really trying to focus more on kind of these AR glasses. Apple's glasses, the first, as far as what I was seeing on kind of like the first version of the Apple glasses, they're not, they don't have like any sort of AR on the lens. So it's more for like talking to the Siri. It's more for taking maybe pictures. And I think that actually has a lot of value, like being able to just talk to Siri. I mean, assuming they can fix Siri and not make it a flaming piece of crap that it is now. I think that they have a good they have a good direction with it, right? They're gonna let Gemini and ChatGPT and Anthropic power it. You'll be able to choose your model. I think that's genius, smart. Kudos to Apple for, I mean, if you're not gonna make an AI model, that's definitely the way to go. Let people pick. So I have hope that Siri will get good. Is it good now? No, it's terrible now. I think it will get good. So the glasses, though, the success of that entire project for Apple, I think really heavily is dependent on how, if they can stick the landing and nail the if they can nail the AI that powers it. Okay, so that's where Apple's at. Snapchat is in a completely different ballpark where they're actually going to go and create something that is more like Meta, what Meta's working towards, or more what Google's doing with the VR or the AR embedded onto it. So there is a new deal that happened with Qualcomm that's going to actually power these. What's interesting is the goal with the new specs is that they said they'll have, quote, on-device AI, cutting-edge graphics, and advanced multi-user digital experiences. So what's cool to me is they also said, they said, our work with Qualcomm provides a strong foundation for the future of specs, bringing developers and consumer advanced technology and performance that pushes the boundaries of what's possible. Okay, what I think is really cool here is they're going to have on-device AI, meaning the glasses themselves, you don't need to be connected to the internet. You could be out in the mountains somewhere and you could be asking your glasses questions and to help you with stuff. To me, I do think that has some cool value to it. Now, is it going to make up for the ugly form factor? If you're watching on YouTube, you can see, there's a link in the description, by the way, to the YouTube video, but you can see just some pretty hideous glasses. And they've always kind of been hideous, if I'm being honest. They're like these massive, bulky frames. Also, I feel like just in general, we have no idea what Apple's glasses are going to look like, but TechCrunch definitely did Snapchat dirty by having the ugliest picture ever. And when they talk about Apple's spectacles, they literally just have a picture of Tim Cook wearing regular Nike glasses that look normal, like as if that's what Apple's form factor is going to be. Apple's got these slick, nice Nikes. Look, Tim Cook's wearing them. And it's like Snapchat, like revolting, ginormous, ugly, hideous things. That's pretty funny to me. But in any case, they're building a way better product. I mean, better is, I guess, relative, but like way more useful. Having the AR on your lens, especially the way Google was demoing it at Google I/O, you have Google Maps up and it's showing you exactly where to walk. You have an arrow that's like, oh, turn left right here. I could see a ton of really useful things there. You can ask it a question, and instead of just talking in your ear and Siri being like, oh, the best bakery in London is d. Like if it's Google, it could literally have a picture showing you what the best bakery in London is. So I think that the AR is the way to go. Maybe Apple will get there eventually, but Apple is not going to be the first one to any tech wave. They're going to be the last one, and they'll just try to capitalize on it. And maybe they're going to stick the landing on this whole AI thing. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's definitely different use cases for the two. I think for your standard content creator, someone who wants to take pictures with their phone, I don't really see a use for the Snapchat ones that are basically, what I gather, sort of like a hybrid between your Oculus, like full virtual reality, augmented reality, as you said. I don't know. I can't see myself using those unless maybe for gaming, honestly. Like if do you remember Pokemon Go, with your phone? Like basically that idea where you could almost like turn your cityscape into a video game or like something like that. But I don't know. I personally, I'd have to see a lot of really cool features in order to be interested in those to justify the cost of wearing them and the look of wearing them. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to see what they come up with.
Yeah, I'm excited. It definitely has been a company that has struggled for a long time. So earlier back in January, Snapchat spun off a completely different segment of their business to do this. Kind of how like Google spun out Waymo as a different thing. But in February this year, their SVP of specs, Scott Myers, he abruptly left the company in a flurry. So I think there's been a lot of drama at the company. Apparently him and the CEO, Evan Spiegel, had a quote unquote blow up. I don't really know what all the drama is behind it. I'm sure, I mean, this is a company that's been developed for, they've been developing this for a very long time. It's not a market leader. Meta's coming ahead. Google's coming out. Apple's now going to get into this. Spectacles are I think there's a lot of potential, but they're really not crushing it in any way. And so I think that's probably why he got kicked out. Now, will they be able to stick the landing with someone new? It seems like it's something that they're working on. They've been promising this to creators for a while. So I'll be excited if they come up with something. And if they have on-device AI compute, I think they have like, especially if they're doing the the AR stuff. So, putting stuff on your lens in front of you while you're also talking to AI, and you're offline. That would be insane to me. That would be amazing. So I think they have the ability to impress us, and maybe the ugly form factor won't be so bad if they have a truly impressive product. And I think they know that, so we'll see what they actually end up coming out with.
Yeah, I mean, actually, if you go to just spectacles.com, you can see a lot of their demos of what they are hoping to bring to the table with their glasses, and there's some cool ones. I mean, cool use cases. There's a professor like showing a class the human anatomy, and he's like going through the different parts, and it's kind of looks like a hologram of a human body. So I think that's cool. There's like a Guitar Hero type demo of like a game, which is cool. And then yeah, a couple other ones. So I think once we start actually seeing use cases for this and see people using them, I think there will be more excitement around them, and people will get over the form factor. So, but cool. Check out spectacles.com if you want to see more of what they're actually going to be doing with this product.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast today. We hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, make sure to help us get to 100 reviews on Apple, guys. We're at 95. We are so close. If you haven't left a review before, we just need 5 more to get to 100 reviews. We would be so happy. You go check it out and drop us some stars. Thanks so much, guys. We'll hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.